Right. Speaking of family, you have a couple of kids that are in prestigious universities. What if one of them wanted to venture off into professional wrestling? Would you okay this or not?
Yeah, I mean, my kids, they're too smart to get into the business in the first place, but I would have never stopped it. You know, I think when they were little, I think I planted a seed, and you know, as we were playing, I said, I asked all of them if they wanted to be, because they love the business. I asked them if they wanted to be away from their kids as much as I'm gone away from them, and I think that left a mark in them, and none of them have ever wanted to pursue it. They've all done real good in their studies, and you know, they're going to be successful in their own way. So
you say you're going to make the truck to Houston. Any plans of you being broadcast on TV or on the pay-per-view?
I talked to Joel Laurinaitis, and he just said that he doesn't know what they're going to do. They just want me to come for the Hall of Fame, just to be there. They're inviting some other wrestlers. They don't know who's going to be written in. And to be honest with you, I don't really care. I'm looking forward to being there. He said I could go into they have a room with a restaurant and food and drinks, and just to be there with my family, it's going to be a great experience for me. You know, I'm just grateful that they even asked me to do it.
You still wrestle occasionally?
I probably do about a dozen shows a year. And probably a half a dozen personal appearances.
You do like the fan fest and stuff like that. I see pictures of you online with the AWF belt and with fans, and I think that's really awesome that you do that.
Yeah, it's always nice. I mean, they're usually small fundraisers, shows, you know, but you get to meet the fans, you know, up close, and they talk, and you know, a true fan's a true fan. I mean, they talk to you like they've known you all their life.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Is the current economic, getting away from professional wrestling, is the current economic problem that we're having here affecting your family business currently?
You're talking about our hair salon, right?
Right.
We're not a low-end hair salon. We're not a high-end. We're in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've experienced that we've picked up a lot of new customers that have come from the high end that have come to us.
Right.
So we really haven't felt a downturn very much. You know, we're really hanging in there pretty good, thank God.
Right. Well, I'm glad to hear that, because a lot of people are, losing their homes, losing their businesses, and I'm glad to hear that somebody is continuing to stride forward and moving their business on and continuing to keeping it going. I want to thank you for coming on and spending some time with us. I know you are on a tight schedule and got to get out of here, but I want to thank you for coming on. Legendary Hall of Famer Tito Santana. Thank you so much for coming on, Tito.
Thank you, Nick and Dave. Thank you very much.
OWW Radio.
This is Tito Santana, and you're listening to OWW Radio. Arriba!
All right, Online World of Wrestling is proud to present its official forum, OWW Genesis, the gold standard of wrestling forums. OWW Genesis hosts over 50 active forums, which include news, results, the WWE section, TNA, ROH, independent and international discussion, women's wrestling, 8 video forums, OWW forum games, MMA, wrestling video games, and wrestling interests. You want more? Okay, Genesis also has forums dedicated to wrestling promotions of the past, ECW, WCW, and the golden age of professional wrestling. More? Okay, Genesis has more to offer its community with a variety of special features such as OWW Undisputed, Debate League, Bluxest, All Time Pose, What If, Fair or Foul, even a E-Fed called Takedown. More? Okay, OWW Genesis is also proud to be the official community forum for Chick Fights and OWW Radio. More? Okay, you'll find me there, Nick Anthony, and all the producers and many others right there at Online World of Wrestling's official forum, OWW Genesis. It's the gold standard of wrestling forums. It's the gold standard. Okay, that one hurt it.
Make no mistake about it. When the Nature Boy Ric Flair endorses your product with his presence, you automatically become big time. And Friday night, March 13th, the Nature Boy, woo, limousine ride, jet flying, kids stealing, all rolled into one, rolls into St. Louis as part of the Ring of Honor. That makes you big time wrestling promotion.
OWW Radio at onlineworldofwrestling.com, radio at onlineworldofwrestling.com. Tito Santana, great interview there. Oh, man, Dave, you enjoyed that or what?
I did, man. That was good. I had so much fun just sitting back and listening to Tito talk.
Yeah.
You were asking some excellent questions, man. That was great.
Thank you, my man. Thank you very much. Don't forget, we got Cary Silkin coming on later in the show. But first, let's get to this week in wrestling history. Dave, where we're going to go?
I guess we'll go with 1976. Jerry and Johnny Valiant winning the WWF Tag Team titles from Tony Green and Larry Zbyszko.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, who we had on the show recently,
right,
had retired, a.k.a. left the promotion, and this is why Gentleman Jerry was brought into the team. This version wasn't as popular as the team with Jimmy, and once they lost the belts to Ivan Putski and Tito Santana on October 22nd, they would leave the area, and that was the last time you'd ever have a Valiant Brother team wrestling.
Okay. What's this in 2001? Paul Heyman, he takes over color commentator on Raw after Jerry Lawler quits in protest of his then-wife Stacy the Cat Carter being released by the WWF.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember I was kind of shocked, actually. I didn't realize that Lawler and her were together because I was still in kayfabe mode and didn't know about the Internet and didn't realize that, wow, Lawler and her are together.
Now, is this, Stacy the Cat? Stacy the Cat.
She was with Deborah and Jeff Jarrett. Remember, Deborah had puppies and Stacy the Cat was
she came out. Any time there's a bikini contest where she could show her boobs, she was out there.
Now, who was
bubble
Mark
wrap bikini?
Who was Mark Merrill with? Remember Mark Merrill?
Mark Merrill was with Reno Merrill, who was Sable.
So okay, that's right. That's what I'm thinking about.
Lesnar's wife.
That's exactly who I was thinking about.
Yeah, now Sable's with Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
And I actually bought an XWF pay-per-view during that time when Lawler was announcing for them. That was that promotion Jimmy Hart and Hulk Hogan tried. It was horrible.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well. Now, did it, Daniel?
It lasted like 4 pay-per-views maybe, and then it was done.
What else you got there, Daniel? Dave?
Another good one was, 1993 with Austin and Brian Pillman team. I remember they were the Hollywood Blondes in WCW.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they beat Rick Steamboat and Shane Douglas for the titles. But they were scheduled to defend against Arn Anderson and Paul Roma. And Pillman was injured, and in comes Steven Regal, who we know now from the WWE. And they didn't fare so well, and they lost the belts. The Hollywood Blondes, of course, Austin moved on to WWE with Pillman following. And then they went on that goofy-ass gun angle where, Pillman's coming in trying to shoot him and everything. And then Pillman passed, and it was just a sad thing all the way. Yeah.
One more.
Oh, the Wild Samoans. Let's go old school again. 1983, the Wild Samoans win the WWF Tag Team title from Jay and Jules Strongbow. They would hold the belts 3 times in the WWF. This was their last time holding the titles. And then for some reason, they split. I think they went to the Mid-South for a while. They wrestled as a team there, then they split. Then they tried to push, I believe it was Sika, as a major single star, and that didn't work at all because he just wasn't a good singles wrestler. Both guys had wrestled Backlund for the WWF title numerous times, and they weren't good. They weren't over with the fans as singles wrestlers, and it didn't work out. And of course, both of those guys were related to Dwayne Johnson and Rocky Johnson.
Right, the guy who left us high and dry.
The guy who left you.
Right. All right, that's This Week in Wrestling History, a number of stories that we went over. What is the top story that happened this week in wrestling history, David? I guess